Hey, welcome to my training today. Again, I'm sharing my seat with Penny, but it is what it is. So, today I'm talking about my mindset and energy practice that has got me feeling really in the flow, a lot of alignment and expansion, and I really want to share it with you guys too. So, before we get started, one of one of the kind of, I guess, keys to success, I will call it, I would say, is energy, mindset, consistency, and aligned action. When you get those things rolling, then you're totally good to go. She's really feeling playful. Then you're totally good to go. Then your energy's in the right place, you're attracting the right things, your mindset's in the right place, things are lining up for you, and you're taking the consistent actions. You're taking the consistent actions to get you out there and to get you where you need to be. So this is a big part of my soul map program, and this is where soul map is, because it's where your power, purpose, and potential collide together and create this like expanding alignment, and it just kind of flows more into what you're capable of and what you came here to do. So this is all what it boils down to. So really quickly before I get started on the training, if you haven't checked out Soul Map yet, definitely check it out. There's a time clock ticking because I want to get started on Soul Map and I want to start getting people all set up in it. So I'm looking for 12 perfectly aligned light workers for it, and you know who you are because you're feeling that intuitive call. So message me, get on that. Okay. Moving on to the training. So this is the practice that I do every single day. I'll skip the odd day if I'm like throwing up or something outrageous, right? But otherwise, this happens every single day. And I do kind of two different versions of it. The first version of it I will do if it's just a normal day for me and I'm feeling relatively clear about where I'm going and what I'm doing. Version number two is if I'm kind of like in one of those foggy days where I'm kind of feeling unclear or something like that. Okay, so the first four steps stay the same no matter what, right? And I allow an hour each day to get this done. This is my time when I have my coffee in the morning. This is my time when I get up in front of everybody else. You know, actually people are kind of catching up to me now with daylight savings, which kind of sucks because I have to like shoo them out of my area so I can have this special time for myself. But it's worth it. It's worth putting the hour into it. It changes everything for the entire day. Everything for the entire day. It changes how much work you have to put in to get results. It changes everything. It's 100% worth it. Whether you copy this exactly or whether you adapt a version of it to suit what works for you, please get this into a daily consistent practice, because nothing is going to transform your life and transform your business and transform how you feel on an energetic level faster than consistency with a practice that incorporates your mindset and your energy, in my personal opinion. Okay, so step number one that I do is an expression. So I usually will do this, well, I always do this journaling style. And the amount of pages that I write totally varies, but it's just whatever's on my mind, whatever projects or whatever things that I'm working on, any fears and doubts that are coming up, if I'm feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes it's a list of a whole bunch of stuff that needs to get done, brain dump style. Or it's just kind of like, oh, here's what's going on today, and just kind of like that, and then just kind of noting how I'm feeling about things, because it's in that awareness and in that mindfulness of it. She's got her elephant toy again. I don't think you guys can hear that though. It's in the mindfulness and the awareness of how you're feeling where you're going to notice the heavy energetic subconscious blocks you might not otherwise notice. Okay? So number one is just to write it out, just to allow that to come out of you, and allow the just allow any of the heaviness and the fears and the doubts to come up to the surface so that you can be aware of them. Step number one. And I mean, sometimes this is done in, 5 minutes for me. Sometimes this is done in 30 minutes for me. It depends what's going on. But I try not to put time restrictions on it. If, for example, like the time that I do it is normally 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Then 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm getting my kids ready for school. So if I am working through something and I notice something heavy, then I come back to it at 8 a.m. I won't skip over it until I feel like that alignment is there. Okay, so number one is getting all of that out. Whatever it is on your mind, asking yourself how you're feeling about certain things. You don't got to ask about every single area of your life every day, just what's going on in your mind, because your mind, the way you're feeling, is going to tell you what your priority focus is. Anyway, So number one is doing that writing. Oh, you dropped your toy? Number one is doing that writing, okay? Now, number two is the energetic shift aspect of things. So again, mindset practice, super powerful, but mindset practice plus energy practice, like now you're talking. So from what I've written down, if there's anything particular that's coming up as heavy for me, or anything particular that is, I just thought I wasn't recording for 1 second there. I'm good. Anything particular that wasn't in alignment, that felt heavy. So normally what I'll do is whenever I'm journaling, I'll list out or I'll circle or I'll star things that have come up as limiting beliefs or as things that need to be released that are not in alignment with where I want to be. And then I'll do either an EFT tapping for that, or I'll do an 8D shift energy clearing for that. And some days I don't need to do the energy clearing because I'm feeling so great. But I always keep that option there. And generally, even if it's just like a little smidge of a belief, a little smidge of a doubt, I will deal with that right there on the spot. Again, it just makes the day flow so much better. It makes the week, the month, everything flow so much better. So an energy clearing practice, definitely. Sometimes I've gone through and I've done like a full hour of 8D shift clearings on myself because I've really felt like I needed that. Or I've done some EFT tapping because I wasn't quite sure why I wasn't feeling quite right. So I did some EFT tapping just to ask myself what's going on in here, and then kind of uncovered those subconscious beliefs a little bit further. So step number one, getting everything out there. Step number two, some type of energy clearing practice. Whatever you're working with, doesn't really matter as long as you have something consistent. Step number three is the mindset alignment. Now, this step, I have just a kind of like a small journal for this one. Let me just grab it over here. I have just a small journal for this one, about this size, right? And I just do a page a day in it. You can do whatever you want, but I do a page a day in it, and that is just how things have turned out for me. So I do like a future journaling. So it might be like a month in the future, be like, I'm so happy and grateful these things occurred. These specific things occurred. And I really get into the feeling of it and be like, oh, you know, it's so amazing that this happened, and I can feel it in every single cell of my body, and I knew that it was going to, and I feel, you know, my own value, my own alignment, my own expansion. So I just kind of get down and dirty with the details of how I wanted things to work out for me. And you can apply that in every area of your life. That's really powerful, but feeling what you're writing is even more powerful, so that you're going back through and you're reading that after you wrote it, and you're like feeling it in every single ounce of your body, because that is creating, you know, the magic that creates worlds. So that is a very, very, very important aspect as well. And then also, as a side note, at the bottom, I always put like this or something better, please, or I cut attachment to specific outcomes, because I don't really care if it works out exactly as I write it in the book, as long as it carries with it the same vibration and the same feeling that I'm going for, which it does, right? Okay, so step one, you're journaling the things out. Step two, you're clearing those energetic heavinesses or anywhere you don't believe you're going to achieve what it is you want to achieve. Step number three, you are walking down that mindset, and that is yours. This is how things are going to turn out. And if they don't turn out the exact same, it doesn't really matter, because the divine's going to make it turn out even better for you. So the vibration is what you want to get. And then step number four is my priorities and action steps for the day. And that's pretty simple, because I'm already in this aligned state when I'm writing down my action steps for the day. The action steps are in alignment for my highest good as well. And the day flows crazy good. I'm like so productive and get so many different things accomplished. Or sometimes like I'll get everything accomplished in a matter of a few hours, and then I'll have tons of hours for my self-care time, right? So that's why it's a really good idea to create your action steps and your priorities and your focus after you're already in alignment. Now, some days if I'm feeling a little bit like I don't really know what I want to do, those are the days that I'm less clear, and that's where step number 4 shifts a little bit, and I will like check into my Akashic records and be like, you know, what's next for me? What is the next step here? And then I'll get future guidance from there. But that is it. Like, that's the simplicity of it. It's about staying consistent, and it's about making it a priority because you know this is going to make the biggest transformation in your life. So I hope that gave you some insights. Please post in the comments below any questions you have about it, or maybe what your practice is. I found it to be absolutely phenomenal. For the way I feel, my energy level, how much I get accomplished, how I feel while I do things, clarity in relationships, clarity in creativity, all kinds of stuff. And again, as a final reminder, reach out to me about Soul Map if you haven't already. I want you to feel this way too. I want you to be moving forward in your power, purpose, and potential. So if you are called, and whenever you hear the word Soul Map and whenever you see the page with the information on it, if you feel that, then you know it's for you. So reach out to me, and I will see you soon. So I'll talk to you in the comments below. Bye.